winemaking class is in session, and this time it is apple. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne.
And Lori.
And this is Edge of Nowhere Farm. So we have a few different apple varieties we grow here on the farm, and these are a combination of all four of our summer apples. This is the Golden Dorset, the Anna, do you remember the last two?
The Tropic Sweet and the Einsheimer.
You got it. So we did that harvest just a couple weeks ago. So for our apple wine, the first thing we actually do is juice them. So we put them through a juicer. There's other options as far as crushing and that kind of thing, but a juicer works easy for us. It didn't take us long, a total maybe an hour to get all of those juiced up. So the only challenge with that is you do have a bit of foam on the top of the juice, but otherwise it's good to go. We do use our wine press to get every last drop of juice out of there. I'd say we had probably maybe a quart or two of juice that we're able to extract out of those skins. I have no idea how many pounds of apples we started with. I'm guessing it was between 100 and 150 pounds. I do know how much juice we started with. Do you remember what it was?
I think it was 6 gallons, wasn't it?
Sounds about right.
Okay.
So it's a little hard to tell because that foam layer is on top, but once you get it into the container, if you can see through it, it was pretty obvious we had about 6 gallons of juice we were dealing with.
So for the apples, we do test the pH, and we actually were at right about 3.8.
After that, we do a specific gravity reading. Our specific gravity was 1.062, so a little on the light side as far as potential alcohol. We'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. But our next step was actually to go ahead and disinfect this. You can use Camden tablets or sodium metabisulfite. That's what we use, and we let that sit for about 12 to 24 hours to off gas.
After that, we added a yeast nutrient and pectic enzyme.
Yes, those two ingredients are needed in your fruit wines. That will help to clarify the actual final product, and as you'll see here in a few minutes, the apple wine clears up beautifully. This year we're trying out a new yeast for our fruit wines. It's a Lavlin yeast. After doing some research, it sounds like this one might be our best bet as far as getting some of the fruit flavor back out of the finished wine. So once we pitch that about 24 hours later, you can see it really starts to get cooking, and that yeast starts to consume the sugars and turn it into alcohol.
So after 3 days, we then racked that into the secondary.
At this point, we added about 2 pounds, just over 2 pounds of sugar, 2 pounds, 4 ounces to be specific, to get that alcohol content up above 10%. So this will continue to ferment in the secondary for about a month before we re-rack it off of the sediment or lees to have that wine start to clear up and sit for about 3 to 4 months before it's actually finished. At that point, of course, you can back sweeten if you want to. We typically don't with the apple wine, and it's fantastic. And then of course get it bottled and let it sit for at least 6 months before trying it. But hey, speaking of trying it, right here we have last year's apple wine. I think it's time for us to try it.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the wine poured and you can see just a beautiful, beautiful, clear white wine. Really good looking wine.
It's really good.
Yeah, it smells great. So we did not back sweeten this last year, but it is really strong. So this is about 16-17% alcohol. It's really, really strong wine. But what do you say? Let's give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's
wow.
really good. That is really, really good. Nice and strong. It's got a punch to it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. A little bit of sweetness. You can definitely taste the apple. So you have that apple, almost like a floral apple taste. A really good balance of acid and sweet. Really no tannins because it's just a white wine, but it is nice and crisp.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good. One of my favorites. So we will have all of the notes for this winemaking session for you here, so we'll get a shot of that for you. You can see exactly what we've added into this year's wine, and obviously adjust that as you want. Add some additional alcohol if you want to, but we have found so far that adding the sugar at the secondary, going into the secondary, has been pretty good. It's very easy to measure that out as opposed to adding it all up front. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna give that a shot. Otherwise, a fantastic white wine and pretty easy to make. So I just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm in the Arizona desert and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down into the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. Oh, and this wine bottle opener is in that shop. Your favorite tool in the kitchen, would you say?
Love it.
Yeah, fantastic tool, very easy to use. We've opened a lot of bottles with this and it's still working like nobody's business. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you.
Cheers. It is 5 minutes after 12. That means this counts as not day drinking.
No.
It's noon, it's day drinking. And oh, this little bottle opener, this wine corker, uncorker, decorker, bottle opener, wine bottle opener. Let's try that again. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and this is Lori. Do over. Yes, this is the second wine video, so